Hello and welcome back to BannerKings, and we've just entered Lagata. And bear in mind, this is actually quite funny because we are indeed in a tournament with 10 nobles. Yeah, you heard that right. 10 nobles. This is pretty crazy. Now, I've been doing a lot of grinding, if you can call it that. And we're pretty close. We're pretty close to getting the next clan tier. However, obviously, the main reason why we want to get the next clan tier is to marry this woman right here, Nadea. But you may actually be forgiven for thinking that Nadea, who is also in this tournament, there is another Nadea in this tournament, which is actually very funny, is her, but it's actually not, of course. Anyway, there is a Northern Warlord helmet here up for grabs, which is actually going to be something we may want to take a look at. I am going to be up against Krotor, Archon of Lagata itself. This is going to be a little bit of a problem. This is going to be a little bit of a problem. Let me just see. You know, I'm kind of partially wondering whether I just want to let him wail on our shield for a little bit, because as someone explained to me in the comments, and thank you very much for this, by the way, the way that RBM experience works, because obviously I don't have any knowledge of how RBM works. I've literally used it probably once in the past, and that's it. But the way that it works is that if you have a higher level character, let's say that someone that is more experienced in combat situations, if you have them attacking you and you're defending against them, you gain more experience by defending than actually attacking, as far as I can tell, or as far as I can understand it. And so, as you could no doubt tell there, when I was defending, I was gaining significant experience with our various skills. This guy is insane. Have you seen his one-handed skill? Oh, I'm actually gaining good skill from attacking as well, so maybe I misunderstood that. Because I think it's just attacking higher level opponents in general. So in other words, you're not going to get a huge amount of skill from tormenting the local peasants. Let's just say that. That's probably going to be a thing. But yes. Anyway, we're going to get to 150 in one-handed, or at least I hope so. Yeah, there we go. We might even get to 150 in athletics by the end of this tournament. That would be nice. As you can see, I'm actually doing some pretty decent damage to this guy too. Kind of surprising. I never would have expected that in a million years, but apparently we are. And good amounts of thrust damage as well. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Look at that. Okay, this guy's going to come in. He's going to steal my kill, unfortunately. Oh, no, he didn't. Never mind. Cassanon, it is you that I face in this final round of final rounds, even though it's not actually the final round just yet, but, you know, he beat his opponent, and I technically beat mine, so, you know, that's fine. And he's dead. He's out of there. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. I find the combat with RBM, and this is gonna sound like sacrilege to past me, because I was obviously, yeah, I was probably just feeling kind of a bit meh at the time or whatever, but I think that RBM combat is actually a lot better than the regular game, and obviously, I mean, I'm not even talking about the AI module I'm here, even though that is obviously significantly better. I'm mostly talking about the actual combat module. I'm talking about the fact that the way that damage is calculated. Sure. You know, there's definitely some ways that, you know, things like this can be improved, but unfortunately, obviously, as I'm not even calling it bad here, by the way. I'm not trying to say that RBM is bad in any way. I'm trying to say that generally, if you're up against two enemies, like for example in a siege, you know, if you saw a previous episode where we actually went into a siege one time, I didn't have the best of times because basically they were just too good. They were just too good for me specifically as one person to beat them. But that's the point, I think. I think that's the reason why they are too good, because they are indeed together. And I'm not with anyone in that case. You know, I'm the person that's you know, at a disadvantage. And it makes sense from a realistic perspective, because from a realistic perspective, you're probably not going to be able to beat two people in a fight most of the time. And whether that's with weapons or not, I mean, it very much depends, obviously, because let's face it, if they were peasants and they had, you know, cloth armor on and they were wielding, I don't know, pitchforks or something, it might be pretty simple for us to defeat them. But these guys are trained soldiers that I was fighting. And I think that, I don't know, I think RBM does a really, really good job of, you know, dealing with that and actually providing you with a realistic kind of, you know, experience. And obviously I'm not even just talking about the combat module here, I'm just talking about in general. But I do like the way that it interacts with the armor and the various damage types as well, because obviously you've got all these crazy cool little things that you can do. Obviously I'm not even talking about, you know, right now I'm not even talking about tournaments here, I'm just talking about in general. Like, for example, when we were first starting off and we were in the desert, and I was using my mace, and I was doing some pretty massive damage with my mace, and I never would have expected that, because my sword was doing basically nothing. You know, it was doing about, you know, 15 damage or something like that, if that, and my mace was doing 50, 60 damage. So it just goes to show that those kinds of situations really just, you just got to adapt to them, and I love that. I think that's actually really, really cool, and that's why I say, yeah, that's probably, you know, being, you know, rather funny to my past self, because as I say, I was not a big fan. I'm gonna be the first person to say I was definitely not very pleased with RBM in the past, but that could also be a case of you know, maybe the combination of Bannerlord's AI with RBM itself. But anyway, there you go. We actually defeated our our future wife, apparently, in the tournament, which I found quite funny. And otherwise, we did manage to achieve victory in this tournament. And I think I am now one battle away. I should be one battle away from getting the next clan tier. And we'll see how that goes, shall we? Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm just going to sell some of this stuff because we can. Look at that. We're going to get 17,000. Look at this. This is actually insane. We should sell some tools. Oh, yeah, by the way, thank you very much for letting me know what textiles actually are, you know, specifically in regards to the game, because that was kind of a thing that I was wondering about. And apparently, according to people, it is indeed wool, flax, and silk, I think. Oh no. Now I've forgotten. What it is. But yeah, someone actually gave me a really, really nice rundown. So thank you so much for that, because I'm gonna be taking a look at that and seeing exactly what's going on with it. I'm actually gonna sell some of these furs. Look at the what? I can literally make 92 per one here. I don't think I need furs, right? I don't think I need furs. So there you go. 42,000 we're getting from that. Actually insane. And let me see. Okay, this sells for basically nothing, as you can see right here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to give that to one of our other companions. Obviously, our surgeon is doing absolutely fine. So Zuera is going to be the one to get the upgrade. And we'll probably just sell the old helmet. Why not? All right, so I'm actually going to be taking a look at our perks here, and well, as you can see, we have Surging Blow and we have Braced. Personally, for me, I think Braced, and now this is actually quite funny, because now, you know, if you've seen my tier list of Bannerlord perks, you'll know that I don't actually rate Braced that highly. However, the reason that I don't rate it that highly is because it is indeed based upon the native game scaling, so the base game. And if you play with RBM combat module, obviously this is going to be completely different, because if you get charged by a large horse, you're probably going to be taking quite a lot of damage. It can be upwards of 10, 20, maybe even 30 damage, and reducing that charge damage by a significant amount, look at this, by 40%, and indeed reducing charge damage taken by troops as well by 30%, that can be extremely powerful. And what better way to do more damage than to keep your troops and yourself alive? This is something that people don't really realize in other games as well, in games that actually require teamwork. Any game actually that requires some kind of teamwork focus, like an FPS team-based game, MMORPG, any kind of co-op game, any kind of multiplayer game, you know, if you die, you're not doing any damage. That's the same here, even though it is a single player experience for the campaign at least. So as you see, we're going to be taking braced. We're going to be taking braced because I am the current captain for the infantry. And it's going to make a huge difference. It is going to make a huge difference to how much damage our people take from cavalry if, and this is a big if obviously, if they do get charged. Because most of the time they do have their spears out. It's probably going to be really, really difficult for enemy cavalry to actually do anything to them, but it is still possible. Anyway, let's have a look and see what we can do here. 10% of the total experience gained as a bonus to infantry after battles, or +2 daily experience to infantry in your party. Well, this obviously very much depends on if you are going to be a significant presence in battles or not, but we are going to be taking the 10% of the total experience gained as a bonus to infantry after battles. That is just, in my opinion, much more important. We also obviously have this. I unfortunately do not have a language that I can learn right now, so it may very well be an idea for us to do something about that. As you can see, we also have a 29% progress on this, which I'm not entirely sure. I don't really know whether this is actually going to be significantly important. One thing that is really, really good though is this. Influence is 20% more profitable as a mercenary. However, the main problem I'm having is that I actually don't think this perk is working. Because if you take a look at my speed here, you can see that I still have Robbed, Caravaneer, and Strider active. And as far as I can tell, if you actually take a look at the Caravaneer here, it doesn't give me the... never mind. I was going to say, it doesn't give me the thing, the tooltip. Oh well. Alright, so we're going to go into another tournament. I know. Maybe this isn't the most fun thing to see. However... And now this is the reason why I'm actually showing it to you. We are one tournament away from getting the next clan tier. And you also have to bear in mind, there are 13, oh yes, 13 noble lords here. In the first round alone, we have only nobles. Only nobles. And we're going to get a camel for the reward, which is obviously not exactly what I'm really wanting, but it doesn't really matter. Do some damage. Nice. Okay, come on now. Nice damage. Can I get some more of that, please? Yeah, not bad. Okay, she's dead. Oh no, now it's a 1 versus 1. This is not so good. This guy's got my number. He's got my number 100%. He's definitely got my number, but maybe I can get him. His helmet is open, so I'm going to try to aim for the hitbox in his helmet. It's going to be a little bit difficult for me to do that, because... basically, the hitbox is kind of frustrating to hit. Oh, nice. Okay, we got his shoulder. Not good enough, though. It's frustrating to hit mostly because... oh, never mind. We got him. That was fantastic. No, I was about to say it's frustrating to hit because I'm too slow. That's the thing. I'm too slow. It's nothing to do with, with the game or anything. It's just me being too slow to actually aim. Because obviously I've got to lower my camera so that I can actually defend and block and so on and so forth, even though it's pretty easy because I have a shield. But the fact is, you kind of have to be, you kind of have to have your camera at a weird angle to be able to, go for the face. But I'm hopeful. Oh, look at that. I went for the face. Oh, we went for the face. He's out of there. He is totally out of there. He had no idea what was just about to befall him. He literally just got, well, you know, he got, you know, served. He got absolutely served. There was nothing he could do about that. This guy has no idea what's going on. He has literally just gotten bedazzled. He just got absolutely Liz Hurley'd right there. Wow. Do you get that reference? If you get that reference, then props to you. If you don't, then, well, maybe you need to see more movies. I don't know. But anyway, let's just actually see here. Because this guy, he doesn't know what's up. He doesn't know that I just put away my shield for no reason. Because my mouse wheel is apparently breaking. No, it's because I'm just so confident, right? Yeah, that must be the reason, right? That must be it. Okay, I'm just gonna actually continue trying to hit him here. Should I try to be audacious, or should I just play smart? No, I'm just gonna play smart. I'm just gonna play smart. Oh, that was hilarious. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. This is the final round. Bear in mind, as I said, this is the final thing that we need to level our clan tier to the next level, and this is it. This is all we need, and then hopefully Nadea will feel a little bit differently about marrying us potentially, and we're going to be going to speak to Gyarios after this. Oh wow, that was. Okay, how did that guy survive to the final round? Can I ask? How did he actually survive? He's dead. He's out of here. I don't know. But there you go. We did manage to achieve victory. All right, so as it stands, from what I can tell, unfortunately, Nadea is still a part of an army, even though we did end up fighting her in a tournament previously. So I can only assume that that particular army was stationed in a town for a, you know, brief respite or something like that. That must be the reason. Otherwise, yeah. Unfortunate, eh? Because that has still provided us with a minus 1,000 deficit to our ability to marry her. And so I won't be able to do it just yet. But I'm very much hoping that maybe she's going to leave the army sometime soon, and then we'll be able to do it. Anyway, I'm going to be taking Walk It Off here. Walk It Off is generally a relatively decent perk. I actually probably would say that this is slightly... I mean, it depends, okay? It depends on your own personal preference, but a good day's rest is actually maybe one of the better perks in this tree, but... Walk It Off I generally like to take because I'm almost always walking somewhere, and while hit point regeneration is a lot slower when you are, you know, not in a town, I personally like it just a little bit more, because as I say, you're going to be using it a lot more, using quote-unquote it a lot more, because obviously you're not really using it, it's a passive, but if you please, you know, the fact is it is indeed available to you. The use case is a lot wider than if you were to, you know, play with the other one, where you're very rarely going to be waiting in a settlement for a significant amount of time. At least that's my thought process on it, at the very least. Okay, so let me just auto-delegate here. Let me actually just see, because one thing I want to do... There's basically no reason for me to go and manually do anything with these guys, because there's no real strategy to really utilize here, because it's all flat. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Is that a river? Oh, this is a river. Okay, fantastic. This is absolutely great. One thing we got to check, though. Where are our archers? I want to kind of put my archers in a situation... Oh, hello. Oh, he got me? Are you serious? I was trying to couch lance there. Did you see that? I was trying to couch lance and absolutely failed. Wow. Look at that. Eggs to baskets? No, I was going to say eggs to baskets to that guy. That's I don't get that. Okay, sure, fine. Yeah, I'm going to put my archers round about here. I think that seems like a pretty decent idea. And now we're just going to go and yeah, that's the thing. Someone actually recommended that we try a little bit of couch lancing, and well, the main problem that I found so far with couch lancing is that the opponent is actually surprisingly good at defending against couch lancing. And I guess I shouldn't really be surprised. And you can see here, look at how much damage we're doing. We do so much damage with just poking people that I don't know whether it's even necessary for me to really couch lance. It would be a lot more fun, I think, to couch lance. Gonna move my archers over the river here. Don't think my guys are actually doing that much damage, so what I want to try to do is get them around the side, and then maybe they can shoot from the back. That's kind of what I want them to do. Or at least I hope that they'll be able to do that. But yeah, as I said, also, the ability for our opponents to use companions is actually super cool, because you could see here that we're having a significant amount of actual companions on the enemy side, and we're seeing them get eliminated as we speak. I feel like that's so awesome. It actually provides us with a much greater organic feel to the world. I've obviously already sung their praises for that, but you know, I just thought I'd reiterate upon it because I'm just seeing them again and I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's actually really cool. You know, it is actually a pretty cool thing. Anyway, there you go. We won, obviously, as you might expect. 30 influence. I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to interact with a little bit of a larger army here, but unfortunately not. We'd plundered 10,000 gold. That's actually kind of crazy. We are getting a lot of people taken prisoner here. Gonna let that guy go. Gonna take the prisoners, of course, as you might expect. Gonna take every single thing that he has available. And then we're gonna just take a quick look at some of these companions, because someone actually said, why do you not recruit some of the prisoners companions? You know, the companions as prisoners. And we'll take a look at some of them, but I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be that useful. Most of the time, these guys are going to have, I mean, they might have good stats. I don't know. They might have good stats, but most of the time, I'm going to assume they're probably not going to be very, shall we say, they're not going to be very pleased, you know? They're not going to be very pleased to do that. But who knows? Maybe it is possible. I don't know. Anyway, someone also mentioned that to level roguery skill, apparently jailbreaks are really, really good. And I may want to consider actually doing that at some point. The main problem with doing a jailbreak, unfortunately, is the fact that it is very circumstantial. It's not going to be an easy thing to do. Not going to be an easy thing. Okay, so as you could quite clearly tell here, they have, oh, this guy's an engineer. Okay, this guy could be absolutely fantastic. He could be really, really good for us. Can I talk to him? Cannot recruit prisoner heroes, it says. Ah, okay. Well, there you go, I guess. That's actually kind of sad, because this guy has insane engineering skill, and I do need an engineer, so it would be pretty cool. Let me actually just see. I'm going to speak to him and see what he's all about. Oh, okay. I've decided to free you. You may go. I need to leave. Okay, what about if I free him? Do I get anything for freeing him? No. All right. Okay, so you cannot recruit enemy heroes that you have captured. So at least we've confirmed that now, because I obviously didn't know that. I'd never tried, but apparently it is not possible. So that's kind of sad, because I think that would have been actually really, really cool. But I completely understand why that is not possible, and they just made peace. But funnily enough, I still have them all as prisoners. So there you go. That's actually pretty funny. All right, I'm happy with that. Anyway, I actually wonder whether that means that the army is going to be dissolved. I kind of hope it is, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Okay, so I'm actually going to go over to Krotor's army, which is all the way over here. Yeah, Sulatha is still running around. I am actually relatively disappointed in the caravan system. I was kind of hoping that it would be a little bit more enjoyable than it has been so far. But look. No, wait a minute. It did gain 717 gold for me. Relatively soon, or should we say relatively recently. So that's interesting. Wait a minute. This is my village. Let me go in here. Hello. Hello there, people. Okay, land expansion. So how much have they actually expanded? Because I can't tell. This guy has what? Look at this. Look, what is that? 1,300? Are you joking? That's actually insane. My estimated value, by the way, my estate value is now 81,000. I just got to ask you something. Do you remember how much I purchased this for? Because I do not. I'm going to assume it was actually around 40,000. Is that true? That could be a really, really good way. Actually, something to bear in mind. Maybe this is actually a really, that might be quite lucrative if you think about it. In other words, what I'm saying is right now, it could be lucrative to buy an estate for a cheap price and then just slap a bunch of prisoners in there, you know, and just put it on land expansion. Just put it on land expansion and just have them do that over the course of a game. Because let's face it, getting, well, maybe it is a bit more difficult than, you know, because it's difficult to get started. That's the thing. It's difficult to get started, but not so difficult to get rolling after you have gotten started. You know what I mean? So basically, as you see here, look at this. The acreage is only 221. So I'm actually going to put these guys on land expansion, and we're going to see available workforce is 41. They have 68 there right now. So I guess we're just going to leave it right there. Hopefully they're going to expand that. So let's actually try to remember this, that the acreage is 221. I wish I could buy all of these other guys' acreages as well. But obviously I understand why that's not possible. Let me actually see if I can buy anything in this next village over. I feel like it would be really cool if we could be like a big landowner. And look at this. We've got 30 population. I could buy this for 44,000. Yeah, you know what? Let's buy it. And let's put this on land expansion. 15 available workforce. How many people? 7. I've only got 7 in here. All right. Yeah, that's not going to really work, is it? Let's put 17 in there. There we go. And let's see what happens. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Maybe there's going to be something really, really cool happening. We've got an acreage. We bought it for 44,000. So let's just say that we expand the acreage to 300 or maybe even more than that. What do you think the estate value is going to go to? It's probably going to go pretty high, right? It's probably going to go to like 80,000 or something maybe. I don't actually know. But this could actually be a way, because if you sell it or give it to someone else, that could be a way to also get you some relation with people. That might actually also be a cool way to go about things. Oh, hello. You could buy this for 229,000. 229,000. That is insane. Wow. How much do you think this is? Wait. It actually shows you. Okay, that's very cool. Look at that. Okay, so basically, this is a guy that has a relatively similar acreage to the one at the top here. The acreage is 1,134. This guy has 1,107. And you can see here that he has an available workforce of 313. His estate value is 228,000. This is 229,000. So basically almost exactly the same. And you could take a look, if you mouse over his estate value, you could see his yearly income and his current income. So you could see exactly what you're going to get from something like this. And I gotta say, it doesn't look particularly appetizing, but he could actually be, running it poorly, or maybe he just doesn't have enough people, because the workforce, as you could see, is 313. Maybe you could put more in there. I don't know, but I'm obviously not going to purchase something with 229,000. That's absolutely insane. There's no way I'm going to do that. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Krotor's army, and we're going to see whether Nadea is actually part of it. Let me actually just. Is that not her name? Okay, wait a minute. How do I actually? Okay, apparently the title doesn't count or whatever. Okay, so we have 11 relation. She has a mercenary lifestyle. That's hilarious. Okay, so she's last seen near Veluca, so that is almost 100%. She is indeed in this army, which means that she does have that that malus, you know, the minus 100, minus 1000, that is, minus 1000 disadvantage for us right there. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to go over there. We're going to go over there and we're going to see maybe if we can run some interference, try to kill a couple of Landian vassals, because we're not actually at war against anyone else now. As you can see, look at this. It's actually quite funny. We haven't really expanded at all. That's really quite weird. Looks like we leveled up. Yes, we have one focus point to spend. So what are we going to spend it in? Well, that's the thing. I actually have no idea. Yeah, I actually have no idea. It's a bit of a troublesome situation. I really actually would like to spend it in polearms, because we're using them almost all the time. But the problem is, when I use them in an actual field battle, they don't seem to really do much, which is kind of sad. But I would also like to get another point in leadership, because I basically don't have any learning rate here, and I would like to get to famous commander, because that gets you 50% additional renown gain, and that's going to be really, really useful. So I guess I'm just going to be spending it in that. And we're here. Yeah, I actually joined Krotor's army. Hopefully he's not going to be that stupid, because as you may or may not know, the AI in the base game, I'm not sure if they, not sure if RBM changes their behavior significantly in regards to sieges, but I can only hope that it does, because the base game AI is really terrible at besieging things. Okay, never mind. Maybe they are deciding to go in here. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Anyway, let's do this. This is basically a 2 versus 1 situation. We should be pretty good. We should be pretty good, but it very much depends on a number of factors. Depends on whether I can be bothered to actually stay alive, because sometimes when I do these kinds of attacks, wow, that's really cool. I love the cinematic. Oh, what? Are you serious? They destroyed that in one go? Okay. Wow. Right. Well, that's interesting. Okay, don't shoot me, please. But yeah, anyway, what I was about to say is that usually when there is a situation like this, and, well, it's just inherently frustrating to do anything in the particular circumstance that you find yourself in, I just go, yeah, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't have time for that. You know, I'd rather just go into a dozen battles and get huge amounts of influence and experience and so on and so forth. And that is a much better use of time, in my opinion. But obviously, there are those moments when maybe going into a situation like this is pretty cool, because then you have the ability to do stuff like this. But unfortunately, as I've said, going into a battle and being in a 1 versus 3 situation. No, don't die, sir. This is terrible, as you can see. Yeah, no, it's absolutely impossible. They're super good. They are super, super good, and it's not really. I don't know. I could probably play it better, but I don't think I can actually defeat 3 people. You can see here that we're suffering quite a few casualties. My own people are actually dying. Are you joking? That's actually crazy. But yeah, they do seem to be doing a much better job of actually assaulting the keep, as you can see. However, we are ending up losing quite a few troops. But it is much better, as you see right here. Look at this. I'm actually going to stay in the battle. I'm going to stay in the battle because we are indeed winning. But I think the main... Okay. I'm going to say this right now. I've gone into 2 sieges now with the RBM mod. And I think I know what the issue is. It's actually nothing to do with RBM itself, from what I can tell. It's nothing to do with RBM itself. The main issue is my own impatience. And that's it. That is literally it. That is the only thing that I can see right now that is actually causing me any kind of problem. Because if I would have just waited a little bit and just waited until the central gate was down, I would have had an exceptionally easy time of things. This is an engineer. Only 58 engineering. Only 58 engineering. I don't know whether I really want to do that. Do I want to do 58 engineering? Well, you know what? I'm probably not going to bother with the engineer companion right now, mostly because, well, as you can quite clearly see, sieges are not exactly my most favorite thing to do. But anyway, we do have 100 roguery now, and I think the best thing that I can go for here is Manhunter. I don't really use bandit units, even though bandit units can be pretty useful. Apparently, some people said that you can use bandit units in your party and gain roguery skill that way. I've never used them that way, but that if that is indeed the case, I've never seen it, but I think it would be very cool if that works. Because that means that if you take bandits, or let's say that you go into a battle with some bandits and you take them prisoner, and then you recruit them into your party, then you're going to be leveling roguery skill passively, basically, whenever you go into a battle, which I think is really cool. Otherwise, yeah, Manhunter is going to be good for our ransoms and so on and so forth, and we're also going to be going for... I think Young and Respectful is probably the way to go here. However, if you want to try to gain more relation with Ladies of the Realm, I suppose, then In Bloom is probably going to be the way to go. But I'm going to go for Young and Respectful because we're mostly dealing with male lords, I think, most of the time. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.